So I hope everyone can see my screen. Can someone confirm it on our chat box, please? Are you guys able to see my screen and are you guys able to hear me? All right. Thanks for confirming it. So let me quickly introduce myself. So my name is Avinash Tiparthi. So I'm working as a lead consultant for one of the MNC, and I have 9+ years of experience. Out of that, from by this February 24th, so I'm going to complete my 7 years with 7 years on Amazon Web Services. And before that, 2 years I'm into like support side like a Windows and VMware I worked on. So I have some certifications like one of the rare certification, that is AWS security specialist, and I have solution architect associate, sysaps administrator, and I even did certifications on Azure as well. And recently I completed GCP Google Cloud certification also. And if you want to get in touch with me, so I hope everybody knows there is a professional platform called LinkedIn. So you can find my entire profile or you can get in touch with me through my LinkedIn profile. So here I'm sharing that. And I'm pretty active in Twitter also. And here is my website and here is my email ID. So, but I always get in touch through LinkedIn. So that's a preferable one. And these are some snippets of my certifications. So, here in today's session, instead of starting directly with Amazon Web Services, first couple of sessions, I'll take you through the cloud computing. So you might get a doubt why we are starting with the cloud computing, why I'm not starting directly with AWS and all. So, but AWS itself comes under cloud computing platform. So, first of all, we should know. I'm assuming you guys are from different or various backgrounds. So, someone they might complete like their graduation recently, or some like they are into different domains, and someone you already into support side, or you want to enhance your skills, and also you all are here, right? So, knowing cloud computing is a prerequisite. You might feel bit bored if you already working somewhere. Whatever the thing I'm going to mention, that might be familiar with you, but trust me, I'll deep dive into those things, how it works and all, and what is public cloud, private cloud. So if I ask you what is a cloud computing, you might know the answer, but I will try to deep dive. We have a standard definitions. So first couple of sessions we are going to discuss about the cloud computing only. So today we will have introduction to cloud computing and service models of the cloud computing, advantages of the cloud computing. So then tomorrow we are going to start with the service models of cloud computing. So we have software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. So what are those things we will discuss. So after that, then we are going to start to the introduction to Amazon Web Services. What is the history of Amazon Web Services? Comparison between multiple cloud computing platforms. Okay. So then we will discuss how to create our AWS account and all, either on Saturday or from Monday onwards. Right. So that is a plan here. So only one session might not sufficient to explain even this cloud computing also. Okay, so you might have different questions like I'm a fresher, is it suitable to me? I'm a Java developer, I'm a .NET developer, is it suitable to me? Such type of questions you will definitely have. So those all questions I'll answer at end of the session. So first couple of days, like we are going to start session at 7:35, and session is going to end at 8:30. So, but from 8:20 onwards, I'll take all that questions. So, if it is a 10 minutes or 20 minutes, 25 minutes, yes, we can extend that till 8:45. Then we can close the session. And daily, it's a 1 hour session. So it starts at 7:35, 7:30 technically, and it ends at 8:30 to 8:40. So there is no like a, cut short to 8:30 particular 1 hour and also it might end at 8:40 also, right? But not more than 8:45. So this course is basically for 35 sessions course. So it might extend to 37 or 38 also, but not more than 40. So it's based on how good you are, how easily you're grasping and all. So then the session 35 to 40 working sessions, not days. Okay. So let's jump in and let's start discussing what exactly cloud computing is. So I hope everybody knows cloud computing, right? So if you're using a smartphone, that means you're using cloud computing, in our opinion. So either Android or iOS. If it is an Android, you're going to get a Google Drive by defaultly as it is developed by Google or developed by some organization and acquired by Google, right? So whatever the data you actually stores into that Google Drive, so that files you can access anywhere from the world. So you switch to different network, you logged in from your mobile, you logged in from your desktop, but only thing you need to do is you need to have an internet with valid account credentials. If you have valid username and password to access those files, yes, just go to drive.google.com. So then it will ask you username and password. Provide that, then whatever the files or data you have there, you can access anywhere from the world. That is a very simplest example. So if it is an iOS, right? So we have iCloud. Whatever the file you have in iCloud, you can access from the internet by using browser, or you can switch to different mobile devices or tablet. So these are examples. So but that is a very basic example. So we are not just going to deal with the storage. We are going to deal with all the computing resources. What are those computing resources? Not just storage, networks, servers, storage, applications and services. So you need a server. That server can be accessible anywhere from the world. You need a network. You should provision that network and you should access that network anywhere from the world. And you need an application that should be deployed and delivered over the internet and it should be accessible anywhere from the world. So that is, simplest definition of cloud computing. And what this NIST did, NIST stands for National Institute of Standard and Technology. So they are a US based organization. They define standards for different organizations. For example, we have an operating system. For example, so we always use Windows operating system, or we preferable to go to Ubuntu operating system or Red Hat operating system. So why Ubuntu, Red Hat? These are very famous in Linux. And why Windows Vista is not that much famous, but Windows 10 is famous? Windows 7 is famous, but not Windows Vista, right? So the reason is we have an organization called NIST. They set up benchmarks. So this cloud computing definition also defined by them. And when coming to operating system, and similarly, we have an organization called CIS, Center for Internet Security. So this CIS have a benchmarks. For example, you want to see Windows 10 benchmarks. So they set up a benchmark for Windows 10. So Windows 10 operating system need to comply with that standards. Then you can treat it as okay, very secure and all. You can download, but you need to fill up a little form here, and it's going to be 1,000 pages one. It's going to be 1,000 pages document. So you need to understand and okay whether our operating system is matching that or not. So those are standard ones. In similar manner, NIST given a definition for cloud computing. That definition is Cloud computing is a model for enabling ubiquitous, convenient, on-demand network access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources that can be provisioned and released with minimal management effort or no service provider interaction. So here, when you go to this page, you can find a local download. Click on that. It will give you a PDF document. Okay, somewhere here you can find it. See, this is developer. This is official documentation from nist.gov, US Department of Commerce. Right. So now let's jump into this. See, this is what I mentioned. And the same thing I copied and pasted to this document. So even we are not allowed to modify it also. It's a standard definition. So cloud computing is a model for enabling ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means the service is going to be accessible anywhere from the world. It will be accessible anywhere from the world, and based on your convenient, you can pick the service. So here in AWS, these are the services we have. These many services we have, but what service you required? You need to pick that service based on convenient, and even that service also and on demandly you can pick it. So what this on demand means, on demand movie service. So in YouTube, so if you try to watch Bahubali movie, so you can just need to purchase that movie. So even if you don't purchase also, that movie will available. So in similar manner, we have n number of the movies. Out of that n number of the movie, I want to watch only Bahubali movie. Then I need to pay for that movie. Then I can watch that movie. I can rent it and I can watch a number of the times, or else I can purchase it. I can watch a number of the times. Okay. So in this case, out of thousands of the movies, we are picking only one. In similar manner, whatever the service you require, what service it is a computing service. So in AWS, we have compute service, we have network service, we have databases, we have storage, we have security services, right? So what exactly service you required? Pick that service, and that service will be available anywhere from the world and based on your convenience on demandly. If you require to go with only this particular service, yes, you're good to go with this. Just navigate here, pick this service and just launch it. So you don't need to pay for all the services, you don't need to provision unnecessarily all the services. What is your requirement? That's what on demand means. And these servers also, we are going to get it in a shared mechanism. So you might, see, if you're taking Google, see, Google is giving 15 gigs of the storage. Whenever you're creating a Gmail account, by default, you're going to get 15 GB free storage. So now I have a question that for every 15 GB, is Google creating a dedicated hard disk drive? Have you ever observed this? Whenever you logged into your email, when you scroll down to the bottom, here you can find, okay, out of my 15 GB, I already used 11.6. So click on that. It will take you to that storage space, one.google.com. See, I've already used, 15 GB almost. Now, for this particular account, I have 15 GB. If I create another account, I'm going to get another 15 GB. So in similar manner, how many accounts you are going to create? For all those accounts, are we going to get those many 15 GB hard disk drives? We will get storage, but in backend, are they maintaining any physical devices? That's what my question here. Do you think they are using physical devices? No, no,
No, I
no
think.
answers here. So they're not. But how we are getting it? So basically, they are using a mechanism called virtualization mechanism. So I'll quickly explain what exactly virtualization is. Virtualization means we are going to have a high configured device. Within that high configure device, we are going to install a hypervisor or small applications and all, a little software you can treat it as. So then they will virtually provision it. So this is your space. Whenever you are giving your username and password, you will land into here. Whenever you are giving your username and password, you will land into your particular space only. But end of the day, all these are running on same hardware. These all resources actually running on the same hardware. So that is a, virtualization mechanism. If you ask me to simplify it, so I have a question here. So can we run multiple operating system in our laptop? Can we run multiple operating system in our laptop? I
Yes.
have Windows 10.
Yes.
I want to run Linux also. How we can?
VMware you can also use Yes, with yes.
It's possible.
Sorry, I missed that.
Yes.
Yes, we can run
Okay,
on VMware by
okay.
using.
Kashyap mentioned VMware.
VMware you can install multiple OS.
Okay, so okay, by installing VMware or Oracle VirtualBox or KVM Player, we can use and we can run multiple operating system. So now I have a question in that scenario. So this is my base laptop. This is a physical hardware. So this physical resource or this hardware capacity is like 8 GB RAM, and it's it contains 500 GB hard disk. Okay, and let's assume 4-core CPU or 2-core CPU. Forget about CPUs. So now, okay, so I installed Windows 10. On top of this, we need to install VMware, right? Or else Oracle VM VirtualBox. So on top of this, we need to run operating system. So here I am going to have Windows, and here I can install whatever I want. So I can install Linux. So, but I have a question. See, for this operating system, we have like, CPU, memory, disk from the hardware. So this operating system also required the hardware, right? Without hardware, can you run an operating system? Obviously, no, where it is going to run. So from where this operating system is going to take the resources? End of the day, it is going to take resource from this physical one only. Now I have another question. Can we create a 8 GB operating system here? Whatever the total space available here in physical resource, 8 GB, right? This entire 8 GB, can I allocate it to this operating system? Or can I give 10 GB RAM to this operating system? Is it possible?
No,
Not possible.
it
So
is not
out of
possible.
8 GB, this Windows is going to take some. It required minimum of 2 GB to run operating system. So it took the 2 GB, and to be in safe side, we are going to give 4 GB for this Windows 10. Remaining one, you are going to provide this. So the physical resource converted as a virtual resource, and it is delivering to this, both the resources. So this mechanism, we call it as a, virtualization. This mechanism, it's a host based hypervisor. So host, so the host is Windows 10. So this Windows 10, right? So we call it as a host. Without turning on this Windows 10, can you run this VMware application? Even in my local machine, I have VirtualBox. But the question is, without turning on my Windows 10, can I run this application? No. So on top of a host operating system, then we are running an hypervisor. Then we can run multiple operating system. So that's why we call it as a host-based virtualization mechanism. So this is okay in our local laptops and all, but at enterprise level, at organization level, this is not really sufficient. So there we are going to have a physical resource. On top of that, we are going to install a small software like, ESXi or Hyper-V. or Xen or Amazon's own one Nitro hypervisor. So Amazon basically uses these two hypervisors, Xen hypervisor and Nitro hypervisor. This is VMware's, this is Microsoft's. So then we are going to have our operating system. So this mechanism, no. So this operating system directly can communicate. In between, no big operating system required. So these resources effectively will deliver to this. So this mechanism, we call it as a bare metal hypervisor mechanism. So host based, in between we are going to get an operating system, but we eliminated it. The reason is you can use resources pretty effectively. Okay. So more resources you can access from physical layer. So that is a host based. So in similar manner, whatever the resource you are going to get from this cloud computing, it will delivered on shared mechanism. Whatever the resource you are taking, whatever the server you are going to create, those servers. So technically, this is customer 1 server, customer 2 server, customer n server. So multiple customer resources are running, multiple customer resources are running in same hardware. Then what is the advantage? Advantage is less cost. As we are sharing the resources, we are going to get charged less. See, you want to travel from Amirpet to Madhapur. You can take a Uber pool or Ola share, or you can take an Uber X or Ola Prime. See, in both the ways, your destination is Madhapur only. But under sharing mechanism, you're going to get charged less. Why? Because the same resource might be shared with any other customer who is traveling on the same route. Who is traveling on the same route, so they will be on the same, they will also use the same resources. This mechanism, we call it as a shared tenancy. The hardware will be used to multiple customers. Okay, let me start preparing a document, and so every day I'll share those documents. Right, so let me state 2 1, and here we are discussing about cloud computing. Mainly, we are talking about computing resources and how it is shared and all. So computing resources means, so storage, network, application, services, database. So even the first component is server. So these all things we are going to get from the cloud. Okay, and we talked about virtualization, very high level. Virtualization, same hardware can be shared with multiple customers. So that tenancy, we have a shared tenancy. And when coming to this virtualization, I try to explain about bare metal hypervisor and host-based hypervisor. So bare metal means hardware plus a small software. Then on top of that, your operating system you're going to run. But when coming to host-based, we need a hardware. We need hardware. So then you required, operating system like Windows 10 and all. Then we need an application like VMware or VirtualBox. So then on top of that, we are going to get a operating system. So as there is an operating system involved here, so we call it as a host based. So this is at enterprise level, this is at home level. Okay, so when coming to shared tenancy, we have shared tenancy and dedicated tenancy. So shared tenancy, underlying hardware shares with multiple customers. Forget about the typos, please. My concentration is on delivering, not on the spellings and all. And trust me, I'm a Telugu medium student till my +2. Intermediate also in Telugu medium. In my MSET counseling, I asked them, why don't we have engineering in Telugu medium? So please forgive me related to these typos and all. And dedicated tenancy, underlying hardware won't share. Dedicatedly delivers hardware with only one customer. So how we can define? It depends on our requirement. For example, see here as per this definition, underlying resource is going to share with multiple customers, right? Then we might get a question, okay, where is the security? My server is running on same hardware, your server is running on same hardware. My server might communicate with your server and you might steal my data and all. No, that is not going to happen. Why? Because in between we have multiple layers, AWS managed firewall, customer managed firewall solutions and all, the different components involved. Not only that, if you really have that issues, you can go and choose the dedicated tenancy. So I'll quickly show you. I need a server. For that, in AWS, we have a service called EC2. So for coming days, I'm going to deep dive into what exactly this EC2 and all. So, but EC2 means the place where we can run servers in AWS. So I want to launch a server. So here, when you select, it is going to ask you what operating system you required. Okay, I want to go with the Amazon Linux, or you want to go with the Windows. Search for Windows. Okay, I want to go with the Windows 2019 or 2016. You can go here and you can pick it. All right, I am taking Windows Server 2016 base. Then click on select. What configuration you required? I need one CPU, one memory, two CPUs, 4 gigs of the RAM. Okay, I'm going with 2 CPU, 8 GB RAM capacity server. Now, in next screen, it will ask us here, what is a tenancy you want to go with? Here I'm talking. So are you okay to share the hardware with another customer? Then pick the shared. Say this, run a shared hardware instance. That means, as I explained, so this is a physical resource. This is your server. It is going to run. This is another customer server. So what is the advantage? Less cost and all. But whenever you're taking dedicated, okay, don't share my hardware with any other customer. I need that hardware dedicatedly. So in that case, we are going to get a dedicated, but it is going to cost us bit more. But at organizational level, that cost is not really matters. We really don't worry about the cost in that AWS enterprise level and all. So we do have an option to share. That is a big advantage. So you need a server and you don't know someone who can share that. If it is a regular thing, but you no need to know who is that guy and all, where, what exactly their application and all, but you can share it. Okay, so that is also comes under definition of cloud computing. And whatever the resource we are going to get from this, those all resources that can be rapidly provisioned and released rapidly. For example, now I need a server. I need a server for just 10 minutes. I need a server for 10 minutes. Forget about cloud computing. I need a server for 10 minutes. I want to give some demo. Then I want to delete it. How I can do that? How I can get that server? Right? Be difficult, right? If you don't have cloud computing. See, for example, there is no concept like a hotel. You are traveling to Hyderabad, you want to stay in Hyderabad for 1 day, but there is no hotels available, no concept of hotel. What you are going to do? You will try to find someone like who knows, or like your relatives and all. You will try to find, but no one is available. What you will do? So, but here you don't need to. So when coming to this cloud computing, whatever resource you are creating, you can create it pretty quickly Once you're done with the requirement, you can delete it also. If you need a server for short duration, as low as 60 minutes is going to cost. So means you launch a server, you run it for 120 seconds. You need to pay for that 120 seconds only. You run a server for 1 hour, you need to pay for that particular 1 hour only. But with minimum of 60 seconds. That means you run a server for 30 seconds, you deleted it. But by end of the day, we are going to get bill for 1 minute. Why? Because that is a minimum. Okay. So, okay. So that is a one more thing here. So in similar manner, take any resource, not only this network. Okay, you want to create a network. So then you can start creating a network. So here the concept is called, VPC, create a network, deleted it once you're done with the requirement. So these all resources can be provisioned and released with minimal management effort. You really don't need to put much efforts to perform these operation, or you don't need to call. Even I'll give you this. For example, here in Google Drive, so we have like a 15 GB storage. Now I want to upgrade this 15 GB storage to 100 GB. To upgrade this to 100 GB, do I need to put much effort? How much effort I need to put? No efforts really required. If you want, okay, click on that. It will ask you the payment information, credit card information or debit card information. Provide that, click on pay. That's it. You are going to get 100 GB storage in your Gmail account. And to reduce that, for example, you took 100 GB plan for this month. Next, immediately you realized you no longer required this. So you can cancel this. You will immediately come back to this 15 GB free storage. Or from directly 15 GB, you can even directly go to 2 TB also. But you need to pay 650 rupees per month. So it all depends on these things. So to provision the resources or to release the resources, you really no need to put much effort here. That is what definition of cloud computing. So all the computing resources, it will be available from a console. You can pick whatever the service you want to based on your convenience. On demandly, you can provision the services. To create that services, you don't need to put much effort. Once you're done with the requirement, once you're done with the using of that service, easily you can release. You don't need to put much effort to create the resource or to release the resources. And we have an option where we can share the resources with another customer where it can save some cost. So this is what NIST definition of cloud computing is, right? So now I'm open to all your questions, guys. If you have any questions, we can discuss now. So any questions on this NIST definition and all, or tenancies or virtualization? All right. I didn't see much response here. So I'm assuming no questions.
No questions.
So now I hope we got a high level overview about the cloud computing. So what are the advantages? So most of the advantages we already discussed. First one, on-demand self-service. So among all the services, which service you required, on-demandly you can pick it and you can start using it. So, and it's a self-service portal. AWS is a self-service portal. So what exactly service you want to pick, you need to pick and you can start creating and you can start deleting. And once you're done with that, you can delete it. For example, among all the services, what are the services I'm using? So I can go to my billing dashboard. There it will show, okay, these all are the services we are using within this particular account and all. So we can go here, we can pick the bills and what is a bill for previous month or this month, we can pick it and see Among all the services we have, I have used only these services. We have a number of the services, but at the end of the day, I have used only these particular services. Right? So that is one of the advantage. Second one is broad network access and high availability. When coming to this broad network access and high availability, whatever the resource you have here in AWS or whatever the resource you are trying to deliver from AWS or Azure or GCP, those resources can be accessible over the internet based on the service we are taking. For example, if you are taking servers from AWS, we are going to get 99.99% availability for that server. So 0.01 percentage chances to go down that entire Amazon Web Services. Okay, so you really don't require much things to access. So if you have internet, you can get access to the resources. All we need is internet and all. So in similar manner, for example, for messaging. So nowadays everyone is doing work from home, right? Earlier, before this pandemic, for internal communication, we have used IBM Lotus Same Time Connect. In my previous project, we have used Same Time. So Lotus Same Time Connect. This application now, actually it works whenever we are sitting in the network only. See, it's trying to connect, and it's going to fail. And here, when it got connected, it is going to show all my colleagues' names to whom I want to send message. I can give a double click and I can send a message to him. So, but now what happened? So, as everyone is doing work from homes and all, this application is not available. Why? Because it is a on-premise hosted one. So, it will be available when I am sitting in my network. Why? Because it is hosted within a network privately. But the similar application, for example, if you are using Facebook or if you are using uh, Google Duo or if you are using Slack, so in all these scenarios, are we maintaining any server? No, but in this scenario, we need to maintain the server. So we need to maintain server and we need to take care about a lot of things. But if you know the Slack, you can just create an account in Slack and you can message. All it need is internet. So it's a cloud hosted one. So we can access anywhere from the world to whom you want to send a message. Just go there, give a double click and send a message. That's it. You can just go there and to whom you want to send message for direct messages, you can just go here, okay? Go here and pick that and send a message. Go here, pick that and send a message. Right. So over the internet itself. So who maintains that server and all? The service provider will maintain the server. So such type of applications we hosted over the cloud, we can access it without any difficulties and all. And resource pooling, we talked about this. The underlying resource is going to share with multiple customers, so you can save some cost. That is also one of the advantage. And rapid elasticity. To create the resource, to release the resources, you no need to put much effort. That is what rapid elasticity means. Measured service. Whatever service you are going to use in AWS, that service is going to be measured in form of a metric. That means if it is a server, we are going to get charged per hourly basis. If it is a storage, okay, how much GB data you stored. If it is a database, again, how much DB storage you have and how many hours you are running and all. So whatever the thing you are going to take, it is going to be measured in form of a metric and we are going to get charged for that. So if you ask me what is cloud computing in a single word, I can tell you it is just like a hotel business. It is a rented business. So just hotel versus your own house. So if it is your own house, if something happened, you want to perform some maintenance and all, some water leakages happened. So you need to invest first. That is the first thing. You need to invest first on your house, then only you will get the house. After you got the house, whatever maintenance things you want to perform, you need to do that. and whatever the issues you're facing, you need to fix that. If you don't know, you need to recruit someone who can do that and all. So then only you can, right? First, you need to invest a lot of amount. So spending 50 lakhs to purchase a 2 BHK versus spending 10,000 rupees to get a 2 BHK, right? So the same thing here. The advantage in rented mechanism, how many days you want to stay? Okay, stay those many days. Whenever you want to vacate, okay, vacate that. So when something happened, for example, service is down, so then immediately you're going to contact the service provider. So the same example, water leakage is happening in bathroom. So simply you will call to that owner and you will mention that okay, this is what happening. So then he need to fix that with his team. So similarly, managing a large infrastructure is a big thing for the organizations. So that's why what they are doing, they are migrating their network to AWS or GCP or Azure. What these organizations will do, they will they provision a high level infrastructure across the globe and they're delivering it. Okay, how many servers you require? Take it, use it. Whenever you're done, okay, delete it. No issues. And if you're facing any issues, tell me, I'll fix it with my own team and all. But what you need to do, as you are using my resource, you need to pay monthly basis for what service you are using, how much resource you are using. Pay it. So with this business model, they are doing business. This is a business model of the cloud computing. So cloud means we are they also maintain a physical resources only. End of the day, our server is going to run a hardware only. But who maintains that hardware, who takes care about that hardware and all is important. If you're taking Gmail, you're simply creating a Gmail account and you're using it. But have you ever worried about, okay, so who is managing the Gmail account, on what server it is running, what operating system is it is running and all? No, not really, right? So bad, that is also an example for cloud computing. So to give you Gmail account, that Google organization is using servers, they are using network, they are using operating system, they are using their own internet service and all. They have a big infrastructure for that. Just one application, then they are delivering it, and but you simply using it. So now not only that Gmail, so we can provision and we can deliver. See, if you recall your organization, if you have any experience and all, you might your organization might maintain their own Outlook servers, Exchange server, Microsoft Exchange servers. But the important thing is we need to have a server to manage that, and we need to install that. We need to have a license, and if someone is not able to access, we need an expert who can fix it, right? Then you can deliver it to your organization users. So you need to pay for that server, you need to pay for that labor, you need to pay, like, what are the technical issues you're going to get, you need to pay for the license and all. But these all things eliminated whenever you're using Gmail. Okay, so that is an easy example. But organization prefer to go with the Exchange server only. They want to have complete control and all. If you want to, they want to see someone's email ID, emails in the organization. Yes, if it is our own server, we can do anything. But such type of things not possible with the Gmail, right? So that's why organizations won't prefer to go with the general email. So that's another thing. Keep it aside. So now when coming to deployment models, we will deep dive into this, but I'll just give, like, basic overview about this. Public cloud, this is open for everyone. So anyone can create an account with them. Amazon Web Services is open for everyone. So whether you are working for AWS or you're working for any other company or you're a student or you're a foreigner, whoever you are, they don't ask you. They will give you an account, and that is what public cloud is. When coming to maintenance part, they will take care about the maintenance. When coming to private cloud, so in private cloud, no, so this infrastructure will be available to only one organization. Unlike this, So you can treat it as a public transport. They don't ask you whoever you are and all. If you are paying for a ticket, then you are allowed to use this resource. But this is like your own car. You can use it or your family members can use it, no other members. So that is a private cloud. So private cloud will be available to only one organization. So who manages that? So if you have enough money or enough knowledge, then you can recruit a team to manage that. That means your own organization may manage that. Otherwise, they might give the contract to different organization. So that is a private cloud. When coming to hybrid cloud, it is a combination of multiple cloud computing platforms. For example, you have some resource in AWS, some in Azure, you can enable communication. Yes, we can. You have some in on-premise. Locally, you have some servers. So you want to extend that to the cloud. So then you can pick some servers and you can enable communication. In that scenario, we call it as a hybrid cloud. Community cloud means like, group of organization, they build an infrastructure together, only they will use that group of resources. So that is a community cloud. Nowadays, no one is using this community cloud. So as public cloud gain more, and many organizations are using hybrid cloud also, and some organizations went with the private cloud. So, however, as I mentioned, so this we will deep dive in our next session tomorrow. So we are going to discuss about deployment models and service models of the cloud computing in our tomorrow session. Okay. So now I'll take all your questions, like a general questions. Okay. So, but before that, for every single batch, a I'll get some very common questions. I'll answer those questions. On top of that, if you still have any questions, I'll definitely answer all your questions. So those questions are, so first thing, so first question is like, do we need any programming experience to learn AWS? The answer is not required. To learn these Amazon Web Services, you really don't require any programming language. Even this course is designed, a novice guy or a fresher also can learn this. Making you to understand the subject is my responsibility. Second common question I face is, do we need to learn Linux? So the answer is yes. So basic Linux required. So I'm going to teach you as part of this course, first thing. Second thing, I'm going to share a free course on Linux as well as Git as well as Jenkins. So I'm going to share these free courses. So on this Friday end of the session, I'm going to share whether you are joining with me or not. But as you are spending some time here, right? So I'll definitely share these free courses Friday end of the session. And with that course, whenever you have some time, you can go through that course and all. You can learn later on also. But how much you required? Only just 10 commands hardly we required. So I'll take 2 sessions and I'll make you too familiar with the Linux operating system. Okay, and I'm a support guy. I'm in support job. Will this helps me? Support job means if you're a database administrator or network admin or storage admin, or you are into security side, so or system admin or system engineers. So these all are common support jobs, right? So you are into support job. So will this suits me? So my answer is absolutely yes. this course will take your career to next stage. So why? Because within this course itself, we are going to discuss how to deal with the databases, how to deal with the network, how to deal with the storage, how to deal with the servers, how to deal with the user management. So earlier, these all are the individual jobs. To manage a database, we need a dedicated database administrators, couple of database administrators. But now one guy itself is going to take care about database, and he's going to take care about networking, he's going to take care about, so everything from a console, so we really don't require much candidate. So basically you might see in automation is taking jobs and all. So if your organization decided to shift or their entire infrastructure to AWS, so these all candidates not really required. These all candidates job only one guy is going to do. So total 6-7 members job one guy is going to perform. That is what automation is. Okay, so as I mentioned, it definitely takes your career to next stage. And another doubt or question is, so here, so I'm an existing developer, so either it is a .NET or Java or Python or Node.js or Go language. So basically, whoever uses AWS development part, we use only these programming languages: .NET, Java, Python, Node.js, Go language, and even it supports Ruby also, but less. So I'm an existing developer. Okay. So then, how this course help me and what I need to do in AWS? So the answer is, so basically, you will land into a particular job role called AWS developer. When coming to this AWS developer job role, so we are going to deal with a service called CDK. CDK stands for Cloud Development Kit. So within this CDK, you need to develop your application by using your known programming language. Even we use TypeScript also. That is also widely used one, and AWS highly recommend to go with the TypeScript. So go with this. You need to go with the CDK. Within this CDK, we are going to use one of the programming language, and the CDK supports all these programming languages. Okay. So within that, you need to develop that application. But if you want to develop something, for example, your manager asked you to, okay, write a program where you need a web page, whatever the file drag and drop into that web page, it should come to S3. It should come to here. So that is a task he allocated to you. So you know the basics of these programming languages, but if you don't know what is S3, be difficult, right? So I'm going to teach you all the AWS services. Along with that, I'll show you how to create your own IDEs and how to get connected to AWS environment, and what is the project structure you need to initialize, you need to synthesize, and also how to do that, and how to push all your code or how to deploy your application in AWS. That is what I'm going to explain. On top of that, you need to involve, and whatever the services you learn, you need to go and implement that. So if you're an existing developer, I'm going to teach you entire AWS services, and I'll teach you how to develop your application and how to deploy it. So whether you are a .NET guy or Java guy or Python, that doesn't matter. If you're having an existing experience on this programming language, then learn this, perform couple of CDK workshops I'm going to share, then you can promote yourself as a AWS developer. Okay. So if you don't want to go to the developer, you're really not really interested about that programming languages and all. So then what you can do here, so we have AWS engineer job is one of the job stream, and AWS sysaps administrator, So systems plus operation, AWS database engineer, cloud database engineer, and AWS network engineer. So you're going to work only on this particular module whenever you are DB engineer or network engineer. Whenever you are network engineer, you will work on only one service called VPC. So we have these these jobs, support jobs, or like operational jobs. So you need to go with one of this. Or we even have a solution architect also. And another question is, okay, what certification can achieve with this course? So basically, this course is designed to this course is designed to clear 3 associate tier, 1 foundation. Foundation is nothing but cloud practitioner. This is the first certification or initial certification. So then we have AWS solution architect, associate. So then we have sysaps administrator. We have sysaps administrator, and then we have AWS developer. So these are the 4 certifications we can clear by using this. So this course is designed to, achieve this. So there is no prerequisite. If you want to write one certification, you can go and write. And even certification is not a mandatory. And certification won't give you job. If you have a certification, you're not going to get a job. But some companies, they will prefer to go with the certified candidates. Okay. So for cloud practitioner, cost is $100. These certification, every certification, this is a $150. These also 150, these also $150. So when coming to this assistance, definitely I'm going to provide assistance. And for every module, we are going to have a quiz. For example, if we discussed S3, I'm going to take you through questions on S3. And not only that, so by end of this course, I'm going to share approximately, 500 to 600 questions I'm going to share. And not only that, whenever we discussed about something, I'll take you through that. For example, today we discussed about some basic things, right? Cloud computing and all. So related to that also, we do have some certification questions. I'll show that in our next session, but a couple of I'll try to figure it out now. So, so those are real certification questions, and don't ask me how I got that. So I have my own sources to get that. So this is one of the question. So the pay as you go pricing model for AWS service. Pay as you go means whatever the service you actually used, you need to pay for that service only. So as this pay as you go model, we really no need to spend much amount. So no capital expenditure required. Basically, we have capex and opex, capital expenditure and operational expenditure. No need to invest first. So that is one question related to the cloud computing. And so we have many questions here. We have a lot of questions. So we will go through those questions in our coming sessions. So when we discussed any of the particular topic, right? So if you are aiming to clear certification exam, or if your aim is to clear one, so definitely you're in the right place, right? So whatever the new questions we got, that also I'm going to share. For example, recently we got I got an updated question, so I have uploaded that here for this particular batch. And see, these also some questions I got recently. So what I did, I just took a picture of it, and I'm going to share it with you guys in similar manner. So these are the questions. This is one of the um, image where the certification exam happened and all. So such type of questions definitely I'll share if you are aiming to clear your certification exam. So that is one more thing. And So do we have any projects within this course or project or real-time scenarios? So yes. So basically this course itself, course 95% hands-on. That means I'm going to show you how to create the resource, how to provision the resource, how to access the resources. Okay. So I'm going to share like I'm going to provide some tasks also. Every day I'm going to prepare. For example, this is one of the ongoing batch. So I have explained what exactly, this EC2 and all. And end of the day, I'm going to provide provision a tasks. So these tasks are simulated to real-time activities. So those tasks are simulated to real-time activity. So you must spend some time and you need to do this. See, again, 3 tasks related to that and some more tasks. And every day I'm going to prepare this text document. While I'm explaining, I'm going to prepare this document. I'm going to share this document. So if you want to recap or if you want to revision or before going to interview, you can just open this and you can recall. That is too sufficient. However, we are going to share a soft material to you so that you can go through that one also. So that is another thing. And my answer is yes. We are going to take multiple real-time scenarios. There is nothing like a project or not just stick to one technology. Whenever you're taking a server, you can install anything, you can deliver anything. So it is not just stick to only one technology or one thing. So, but we are going to take multiple real-time scenarios. Not only that, I'm going to show you a real AWS environment where we are running 500 servers and all and a huge network and all that I'm going to log in and I'll demonstrate that is simulated to real time one. So I'm going to demonstrate that. So that gives confidence. Okay, this is a real environment and all. This is how things are working in real time. So then you can add. And another common question I face is how many years of experience we can add with this course we complete successfully. I can mention you can add 3.5 to 4 years experience to your profile, but if you complete all the tasks, definitely you will get that confidence and you can go with that. So this is another common question I get. And any other common questions I'm trying to recall? If I missed anything, yeah, I'm open to all your questions. Okay. All right. I got a lot of questions from Amit. Sir, how much we have to pay for certification? So as I mentioned, the foundation one is $100. Remaining ones are $150. And can we get recorded sessions of viewers? Yes, every day. So we are going to get these recorded sessions. This session is recorded. This session is recorded, and so by end of the day, once you're done with the payment things and all, you are going to get these videos and you can access these videos for coming 12 months. And number of the times you can watch. So, sir, can we create our AWS console account for tomorrow class? No. Till Monday, you no need to create any AWS account. I'll explain you how to create and all. Till that time, don't create any. So can we get the record session? I hope I answered to that question. So by end of the day, whatever the email you are giving while logging, to that email, you are going to get the recorded session. So please don't give some random emails and all. So give a valid one. So you will get, or you can contact Naresh team on their WhatsApp number. Naresh Technologies. So here, oh, come on. So this is their WhatsApp number. So use that WhatsApp number and message them. Okay, I got another question. What happened if we miss any class? I'm going to give a recorded session, right? For example, today you are busy, you can't make it. Today, end of the day, you are going to get that recorded video. So you can go through that. But before tomorrow's class, if you go through that, you can easily sync up. Otherwise, you will feel like a little question mark. Okay, what exactly we covered in last session and all. So you need to go through that recorded session. Okay. And what happened if I think I covered that? How much package we can expect after completion of this course as per the current market? See, it depends only on one simple thing, that organizational requirement. Second thing, how much experience you are adding. So the market standard is, for example, if you have 3 years experience, it should be double to that. So with 3 years experience, you can expect 6 years package. With 4 years experience, the standard one with AWS is double. Okay, you can expect 8 years. So that is standard I'm seeing in market, Prasanna. Uh, so no numbers, please. Where can we practice? You need to create your AWS account, Sharath. So um, I'll explain you how to create, and even we are not going to get charged anything. Most of the services comes under free tier eligibility, so no need to worry about that. Are we going to get charged for this and all? And I'm a mechanical student. I have to go with the software side. Definitely, you can, Vishnu. So my responsibility is, if you allocate a 10th class student also, I'll make him to understand the subject and I'll make him to practice. Okay, so that's my responsibility. Whether you are a mechanical student or not, that doesn't matter. So I've seen many of my even friends also doing mechanical, even who did uh, marine or chemical engineering, they are doing software job. So only thing is how you are convincing in HR in final round is a matter. So if we learn AWS, we can get jobs. So that you need to do bit R&D. Why? Because I'm teaching AWS, I'll definitely say yes and all. So how much we have to pay for this course? That Naresh team is going to confirm. Amrit. Um, Online training versus offline training. I'm not sure exactly that, but I provide only online training. I'm working for a UK based project, so I have enough time in morning. Then I'll work till my late night and all. So I'll give only online training, Kalpana. Okay, so what is the example? So as I mentioned, that is we will discuss in our tomorrow session. So I'll definitely take your questions in our tomorrow session, Prasanna. The question is, what is hybrid cloud and community cloud? What are the benefits? That's what the question is. So, so I'm going to give a free course where you can log in and you can access to the courses. So what is the duration of the course? As I mentioned, it is a 35 sessions and it's a everyday class except Sundays. So it's a mandatory. As part of this course itself is we are going to cover that, Kishore. So it's a mandatory thing to complete that project and all. So, as I already answered your question, Venkat Rajesh. So, when is the batch starting? It started today itself. So there is nothing like a demos and all. We are going to discuss.
Avinash,
Yes,
hello.
yes,
Avinash, Navin here.
yes,
Do
Naveen.
you cover the DevOps concept like Ansible or Kubernetes?
No, we have AWS own services called code commit, code build, code deploy, and code pipeline. So instead of
Okay.
Jenkins, you can use code pipeline. These services I'm going to cover. I'm going to cover
Okay.
AWS own services. So who asks such type of things? That's the reason I'm sharing a free Jenkins course. Within that Jenkins course, I have explained what is Git, what is Maven, what is Jenkins, how to prepare a build, and how to deploy. So those parts I'm going to cover.
Okay.
So as you're a ETL developer, you will fall into that support side. So you can concentrate on sysaps administrator Hemant. So why we should learn AWS? Great question. Okay. So to waste your 35 sessions, you should learn your AWS. You should learn AWS. No, right. End of the day, everyone need a job, and it's a boom in market. Everyone is running behind AWS. So that's why, for a job, for your livelihood, you definitely need to learn something. Either it is a technology thing or not technology thing. You should learn something to your livelihood, and you should do that by end of the day. So I'm not asking you to learn AWS. If you're really interested, okay, learn painting and sell your paints. So you can gain some money out of it. By end of the day, what technology is having a good market, and whether we can learn it or not, it suits me or not, that you need to evaluate, and then you will get answer to your question. So as I'm teaching, you should learn. That is also one of the answer. So for tomorrow, yes, it's the same time, same link. It works tomorrow. So if you are a mainframe developer, so mainframe means I'm assuming you have a lot of years of experience. So my suggestion, so you must know all the modules and everything in the software development process, SDLC and all. So my suggestion that you go with the solution architect. So you can propose solutions, and you can that experience also it definitely utilizes. So I have given that example, Vamshi. So if you have 6 years experience, so you can expect 10 to 12 lakhs package. Okay, and can AWS be modernization? This depends on the module we are going to take. So is it worthable to learn AWS as a fresher? Oh, come on, that you need to evaluate. So I'll definitely say yes. See, by end of the day, if you join, I'll get some money. Such type of questions you should not ask me. Right. So my responsibility is I'll make you to understand the subject. And definitely you can find fresher job also. Even we are going to get a lot of internal emails related to the jobs also. So go to LinkedIn, go to Naukri, go to Dice, right? Go to Indeed, search, you will definitely find some, right? So, all right. So that's it for today's session, guys. So in our next session, we will deep dive into some more topics here. And if you have any questions, definitely I'll take up all your questions in our next session also. So that's it for today's session. See you again tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Hello.